First of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you're losing by 35 points.
That's true.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith just lit the basketball world on fire again. This time, going after Angel Reese in her so-called rivalry with Caitlin Clark. With his booming voice and trademark energy, he told Reese exactly where she stands in women's basketball. But was this a fair reality check, or another Stephen A. performance designed to grab headlines? Tonight, we're breaking down the drama, the history, and what this means for Angel Reese's future in the WNBA.
And the Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level.
It all started when Stephen A. Smith dropped the hammer on Angel Reese during a heated debate. His words were sharp. First of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose by 35 points on opening night. Let's be real, Angel Reese is good, but she's no Caitlin Clark.
It was a basketball play. Yes. Angel Reese is right about that. But what they called against her in terms of upgrading it to a flagrant one is exactly what they would have done in the NBA as well. I also think to some degree they're looking for something from Angel Reese because if you recall when Kennedy Carter bumped or, shoved Caitlin Clark to one of the footages they show was Angel Reese getting up and clapping and stuff like that. They keep their eyes on stuff like this. Here's where I'm going where the rivalry kicks in. Angel Reese, the reason why, obviously, the whole Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese thing happened was because when they met in the NCAA tournament in 2023, when Angel Reese was doing all of this, because Caitlin Clark...
To understand Stephen A.'s comments, we need to rewind to 2023, when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark clashed in the NCAA championship. Reese taunted Clark with John Cena's "You Can't See Me" celebration, sparking one of the most viral moments in women's basketball history.
Caitlin Clark is getting that notoriety. Let me go out there and use that to take advantage of it myself and show you what the hell I bring to the table. You can roll your eyes all you want to, but I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts, Eminem. That's what I said. You sat up there and Angel Reese put the female basketball world on notice. Excuse me, I'ma go at her, I'ma take it to that team, I'ma beat them, and I'ma show you I'm just as worthy.
Stephen A. argued that this isn't a rivalry of equals. In his words, Caitlin Clark is on another level. Reese is special, yes, but Clark? She's a generational talent. And here's where it gets interesting. He wasn't just analyzing basketball. He was questioning whether Angel Reese's off-court theatrics are overshadowing her game.
Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. That's number 2.
The internet exploded. Reese's fans accused Stephen A. of disrespecting a young star who's barely played a season. Clark's fans, meanwhile, praised him for telling the truth. One fan wrote, "Stephen A. said what needed to be said. Reese isn't in Clark's league yet." Another clapped back, "Stop tearing down black women for being confident." The debate has now gone beyond basketball. It's about race, gender, media favoritism, and who the league is really promoting.
Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no-good-ass people in this world. And their definition of happiness is bringing you down to the level of misery they experience.
While Stephen A. and Reese dominate the headlines, Caitlin Clark stays focused on the court. She's breaking records, selling out arenas, and driving TV ratings never before seen in women's basketball. It's a stark contrast. Clark lets her game do the talking, while Reese fuels narratives with her personality. And that's exactly what Stephen A. was pointing out. One player is already defining the league, the other is still finding her place.
That's why we have this big spike in women's basketball was because of them. That's the rivalry. It's not much, okay, their games are not rivalry. Their personalities are the rivalry.
Yeah, and I guess it's something. Yeah.
So you're right. So yeah, but that's what it is. It's not that I can have it. That's what it is.
At its core, this debate isn't just about Reese and Clark. It's about the future of women's basketball. Stephen A. may be loud, theatrical, and over the top, but his message was clear. To be remembered, you must deliver on the court, not just in the headlines. The rivalry may sell tickets, but only performance cements a legacy.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese kind of sounds a little bit like the conversation you just had about wanting the spotlight. This is what I said about it, and I love it. I want to see them going at it. I want to see them playing physical. I want to keep this racist crap off the court where it belongs. If some jamoke wants to talk like that, then go home. I don't want to hear it.
So, where does this leave us? Is Stephen A. right to tell Angel Reese to stay in her lane? Or is he overlooking the impact of her confidence and personality in growing the game? One thing's certain, the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark storyline isn't going away. It's only just beginning, and every dribble, foul, and post-game quote will keep this fire burning.
And so that's unfortunate, but in the end, the WNBA is moving upwards. Both of those young ladies are going to be incredible contributors to the product and the brand.
Now, enter Stephen A. Smith, the loudest voice in sports media. Known for his no-filter takes and dramatic delivery, Stephen A. turned his attention to Angel Reese. And he didn't mince words.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in a national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark.
These words hit like a bombshell. For some, Stephen A. was holding Reese accountable for her own antics. For others, he was unfairly targeting her while praising Caitlin Clark as the Steph Curry of women's basketball.
RG3 had to step in. Good for RG3. He actually said something right here. He said Angel Reese legitimately hates Caitlin Clark. There's no question. Jealousy, envy. Jealousy and envy. Pettiness. Oh, ego. It's jealousy and envy because of ego. Now, I've said this before and I'll say this again. She wanted to be the villain, and then she cried about being the villain. Angel Reese. She wanted to be the sex symbol wearing all these.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love Caitlin Clark. She's been a guest on this show. I think she's spectacular. I'm the one that's been calling her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, and she has done nothing to push that back. I mean, this young lady is spectacular. She's been great for women's basketball overall, not just college basketball, but women's basketball. I think she has the potential, when all is said and done, to be arguably the greatest ever, because when you have that kind of range and that kind of handle, and you can pull up from the parking lot like Steph Curry, for crying out loud, I think that's something that you can transition to the next level, and it's going to be spectacular to see, and I can't wait to see it. But here's the reality of the situation. She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what.
Angel Reese has built her brand on attitude, swagger, and controversy. She embraces being the villain. But as Stephen A. pointed out, she sometimes flips between playing tough and playing victim. He questioned whether her Bayou Barbie image was overshadowing her game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love Caitlin Clark. She's been a guest on this show. I think she's spectacular. I'm the one that's been calling her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, and she has done nothing to push that back. I mean, this young lady is spectacular. She's been great for women's basketball overall, not just college basketball, but women's basketball. I think she has the potential, when all is said and done, to be arguably the greatest ever, because when you have that kind of range and that kind of handle, and you can pull up from the parking lot like Steph Curry, for crying out loud, I think that's something that you can transition to the next level, and it's going to be spectacular to see, and I can't wait to see it. But here's the reality of the situation. She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is. She was waving. She was doing the Cena. How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina in the national semifinal. She waved her off. She didn't mind being disrespectful.
Stephen A. has made no secret of his admiration for Caitlin Clark. He's called her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, praising her insane shooting range and game-changing presence. Clark has been celebrated as the face of the WNBA's future. Ratings skyrocket when she plays. Her jersey sales dominate the league. But with that praise comes criticism. Many argue the media is too quick to crown Clark while tearing Reese down. Is this about talent? Or is there something deeper fueling the narrative? When Stephen A. spoke, social media exploded. Fans rushed to defend Reese. Others sided with Stephen A., saying Reese needed to own her role as the villain. Memes flooded timelines. Stephen A., with exaggerated lungs, Angel Reese edited into WWE promos, Clark portrayed as untouchable. Beyond the rivalry, Stephen Yes comments raise bigger questions. Is the media creating unfair double standards? Caitlin Clark gets celebrated for taunting, while Reese gets vilified. Is Stephen A. fueling this fire, or simply reflecting the way fans already feel? In the end, this rivalry is bigger than basketball. Caitlin Clark is rewriting the record books. Angel Reese is redefining swagger and resilience. And Stephen A. Smith? He's making sure the whole world pays attention. Whether you love Reese or Clark, one thing is clear. This feud is keeping women's basketball at the center of every sports conversation. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what the game needs. So, what do you think? Did Stephen A. go too far in putting Angel Reese in her place? Or was he just speaking the truth that others are too afraid to say? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you love high-energy WNBA coverage, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives.